So, I know that I said that I was going to post this Tuesday, sorry, I like Tuesday. But this goes hand in hand with the deck profile that I said I was going to do. And I got to do this before the video dies. I want to say a couple things first before I actually get into this video. Number one, in real life, Borreload Dragon is not better than Borrelguard. I'm just going to end that debate right now. I know that the title says that Borrelguard Dragon is better than Borreload, but I'm going to get into the points and why I think that later. If you didn't check it out, there's a Rocket deck profile over on my channel. I've seen that most of you guys have watched it and liked it, so... And I see you guys' feedback, and I'm responding to it, and I love it. So thank you guys for all that, and let's get right into this. So, the video is titled that Borrelguard Dragon is better than Borreload. Stats-wise, they're both the same. They're both Link 4s with 3+ effect monsters, and they all have their 3 different effects: their defensive, their offensive, and their protection. They're both secret rares. They're both out of 2 different sets. This is out of Circuit Break. They're both, this is out of Battles of Legend, Relentless Revenge. I know it doesn't matter, but they're both first ed. Yep, both first ed. Borreload is the first Borrel monster to be released in the TCG. While that is also the same in the OCG also has 4 Borrel monsters, whereas the TCG only has 2, as of recording this video. July 11th, 2018. We're obviously going to get more later this month. Literally later this month. We're going to get Borrel Sword and Mini Borrel Dragon, but I digress. Borreload, in a nutshell, is way better in every way to Rockets. If you have Borreload, just play Borreload and Borrelguard. But, why the reason Borrelguard is so good. His effect is nothing special. His effect cannot be destroyed by card effects. Once per turn, you can send 1 card from your spell and trap card zone to the GY. Special summon from either GY to your field 1 monster that was destroyed and sent there this turn but negates effects. It can attack. I just want to point that out there. It can attack. It can be used as link materials. It can also be used, I guess, technically for fusion, synchro, whatever. Once per turn, quick effect. You can target 1 monster on the field, change it to face-up defense position. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this effects activation. It's pretty mediocre. It's just regular stats, a pretty decent effect. It has its own built-in protection. So why is Borrelguard better than Borreload? Well, this deck. Rocket deck. The Rocket deck. While I say this a lot, the Rocket deck is one I've been playing ever since it came out of Circuit Break. It's not the best deck in the world. I'm telling you that right now. It is not the best deck. It is not the most consistent deck. It's not even one of the best rogue strategies. It's just a fun deck I like to play around with, and I play around with a lot. My main competitive deck is Blue Eyes White Dragon. I'm just throwing that out there right now. But this deck, I mess around with way more. Blue Eyes, I kind of just have a steady build that I've been going through, and I don't improve it at all. Maybe a rarity, but other than that, I don't improve the deck at all. But why Borrelguard stands out as the better card compared to Borreload Dragon is, I'm going to actually pull up the price on Amazon, and the Amazon price is going to be way higher than TCG Player. But the Amazon price for Borrelguard Dragon is $9.85. While the Amazon price for Borreload Dragon is $41.69. So they're going to be a little bit cheaper. I would say Borrelguard is probably $5 on TCG Player, and Borreload maybe $35, maybe even more expensive. The reason is that it makes Rockets a budget deck again. I mean, Rocket decks were, in general, a budget deck, but it was an under $100 budget deck, which made Rockets pretty expensive for no reason at all. Yeah, Borrelguard is $4.41 on TCG Player. I'm going to search up Borreload while I keep talking. And a while that it's true that they were under $100, $39.98 for Borreload. A while that it was under $100 for a budget deck, it's not even a consistent deck for it to put $100 into. While Borrelguard, you can have 2 Borrel monsters for $20 with decent link arrows, up, right, right bottom, and facing down, which is still pretty much 2 down for Borreload 2, 1 to the left and 1 to the right, but that's whatever. He makes the deck a budget deck again, and it makes Rocket players actually be able to play Rockets fairly more competitively than they were before, especially Rocket budget players that don't put money into like Ash or whatever, even though Rockets generally don't play Ash because we have Magna Rocket Dragon and all that, but I digress. The deck got a significant boost with having Borreload and Borrelguard, because then you have a defensive and offensive outlet with just these 2 dragons, while that Borreload is still probably the better one you want to go into Game 1 pretty much consistently and as consistently as you can. Borrelguard is really good because it makes the deck budget again. It's still a 3k beater. It has decent link arrows, not that it really matters in Rockets, because you're really just going to summon the 1 Borrel monster and just keep playing off that card, and the mini Rockets are going to summon and destroy off of him. But the deck is better now and more efficient at bringing out Borrel monsters, considering we keep getting more and more cards to support the set, and we're getting even more the end of this month. I think July 30th is when Cybernetic Horizon comes out. Don't quote me on that at all. Please don't. I just know it comes out at the end of the month. But I'm excited to see where this deck keeps going, because we know that Borreload is literally getting a reprint in August from the Megatons, so that's going to make Borreload even cheaper too. And this deck is going to be one of the most budget dragon decks that are going to be fun. I mean, Blue Eyes is pretty budget, but you got to put almost $30 now into an alternative, maybe $26 for a gold one. It's not that cheap, and especially if you're going to throw an Ash and all that, it's not cheap. But Rockets are fun. Rockets are a very cool concept. While they can't splash out on the board, they can sustain a board longer than most other decks. So when I saw that Borrelguard was in Battles of Legend Relentless Revenge, I was happy, because I wasn't sure when we were going to get it, but when it was in Battles of Legend Relentless Revenge, I was happy, and we were able to actually have a budget Borrel monster for Rockets. It's a Link 4, a boss monster, and that can target, quick effect. I mean, yes, you can't just put them into any mode. You have to put them in attack mode, otherwise they can't be flipped to defense mode. But other than that, this is one of the best cards for Rockets right now, and it's better than Borreload because it's a significantly cheaper option. Borreload is almost 4 times, almost 5 times the price of this card, while this card is a Link 4 with 4 arrows, obviously, but with 4 arrows and 3+ effect, and it's a Borrel monster. That's all that it needs to be, and it has the quick effect to target. It can't be destroyed by card effects, which is very significant, especially nowadays when your boss monsters kind of need to have built-in protection and offensive capabilities. And this kind of has just pretty good stats to just be defensive. And if your Rockets are destroyed, you can just blow up one of your back row and get a Rocket back. Or if you smash into their Borreload, that's a bad example. Crash into their firewall. If you destroy their firewall, you send one of your back row, and then you get their firewall. So this card is really good, especially for Rockets. I mean, outside of Rockets, it's not that great. It is not great at all. Borreload, 9 times out of 10, is going to be a better option than Borrelguard Dragon. I'm telling you right now. But with Borrelguard, you kind of got it going for you in Rockets. It's a budget alternative for Rockets, and I'm really happy this card came out, and I hope you guys are too. And I hope you guys aren't mad just from the title and dislike the video. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.